the wife would still, knowing that her man was just the night before drinking out with women, like hoeing around, she'd still get up, know her duties. Would tell him, there's fresh tortillas, there's fresh menudo, I just picked it up. There's
from hand.
De mano, like that's the kind of women that, I'm not saying like I'm gonna beat your ass and I still expect you to. No, that's not what I'm saying.
You're gonna get double ass with
But I'm saying, like, imagine, like, if you're a hardworking man, right? You're bringing bread, you're breaking bread with, and not just that, you're breaking bread for family, making sure everybody in the circle is good, and you have that type of treatment, that's a keeper right there.
Yeah, she ride or die. She's literally a ride or
Exactly.
die at that point.
Exactly.
And ride or dies are hard to come by in Western society over here.
I'm not gonna get into too much detail. My first wife, my only wife, actually, my first relationship.
Real quick, salud.
Salud.
I don't even know if y'all took it or not.
Salud.
My first wife, shout out, you know who you are. She was so ride or die, man. I got myself in a bind, and she went ahead and got 3 jobs just.
Damn, that's real for real.
And I was I was a piece of shit. I was a POS, man. Like,
I was gonna say you were probably a good man.
No, but
He
it's
knew
just,
that he-
it goes
he
back
knows.
to
He said,
the
"No, I was
attractive.
a
But
shit."
see, this is how I was back then. I carried myself differently, like compared to the relationships right after that. Like my cadence, it was just different. It's just like,
And then we were younger back then, so
oh, she was older than me.
really.
Oh, your
Yeah.
wife was older than you?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
That's a problem.
No, just a couple years older. Just a couple years older. Gave me a beautiful son. But this woman eventually got tired of my stuff, right? And we all move
We're
on.
never gonna change.
In her
Look
eyes.
at you now, though.
Yeah, in her eyes.
Look at me now, eh? That's right. That's
All
right.
right, hey, so I got a question, and this kind of alludes to a little bit what you said there, but we'll start with you first. If we can look back to your last relationship, what is one thing that you know that you can improve on for the next relationship?
Don't accept the bare minimum. Don't accept. Look, a lot of girls don't like to talk about this, but don't accept abuse, physical, mental abuse, because
Emotional abuse, all
emotional
of that.
abuse, everything. And just know your worth. Just know that you are good enough. It's not the end. A lot of girls be like, okay, this is the guy I really seen myself with, and esto que el otro, but it's not worth it. Like, there's gonna be somebody for you, and me, that I haven't been in a relationship in like 3 years, but I still have hope. I still have hope that there's gonna be that one guy that's gonna be good for me, and eventually in the long run for my baby and stuff, that doesn't just want to use me for my body. But yeah, don't accept abuse.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Right on.
What you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Stay away from the ones that are easily manipulated by their own family. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
key.
That's a
That's a red flag.
Yeah,
They're in your
for
ear.
sure.
They're in her
Yeah.
ear.
They're in
telling
her ear.
this.
Like, put it this way.
Oh, that sucks.
They're sometimes the ones that motivate them to get with you, right?
But they're the ones that.
Oh, they're the ones you gotta watch out for, man.
Yeah,
Because as soon as you mess up, then they're in their ear like the freaking devil, man.
But isn't it? Look, I think even at the beginning of a relationship, you should come together and say, look, any problems that you and I have, it's our problems. It ain't your friends, it ain't your family. Keep it between us. If we can fix it, cool. Now, if you need to go out looking for advice, I understand, but. Even as a man, you have to create that space for her to come to you with these kind of things.
I agree.
Right?
And I did that. See,
Yeah.
I did that. But this is how, and this is another addition to that, right? To what I just said. I feel like women who lacked a father in their life, yeah, they didn't have the father figure, right, to set the example of what to look for in a man, and how a man is supposed to treat them. 'Cause, I mean, I'll be honest. With this last relationship, I fixed myself up. Like, I was like going to work. I was trying to provide. Like, we had an apartment and everything. Like things. We had two vehicles. Like no, for real. Like we were legit. I was a family man. Maybe I went out, right? Like maybe I went out and drank or whatever. But I didn't go out, but I would be in my patio and I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
Right. But even then, like you can't catch a break. Like. Family is always going to be in their ear. And if they let family be in their ear and let them make the decisions for them, run, homie. Run. No, for real.
Run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that would bring me into my next question. A little bit of that, but we'll start with you this time. All right, can you give me 3 red flags that you would notice either early on in the talking stage or in the relationship?
Oh,
And then
that's a
3
very
red
good
flags
question.
for you as well.
That's a very good question.
Early on in the talking stage or in the side of the relationship. But yeah.
So, very first red flag, put in, like, let's say that you guys are already in a committed relationship, right? You guys are time in,
6 months in.
6 months in, right?